All right, so I had surgery 2001, just before I entered into the university. I was there, and at one afternoon like that, I had a very strong pain, high pain from my testicles. At the time, my legs were up on the bed. I was screaming, I was shouting. You know, my mom came and said, "Well, Mezie, what is it? What is it?" You know, and all. So that was how I was rushed to the hospital in Sokoto, Usman Danfodio University Teaching Hospital, Udus, as we call it then. So I was rushed, and I was taken to emergency, and the doctor told me that they need to refer me to a consultant, Dr. Mba at the time. So they rushed, they checked, you know, and they saw that it was testicular torsion. That is, all of the veins of my testicles were intertwined, or, you know, like wires that were just tied like that. So that's why the pain was high and everything. So I was told that the surgery had to be done as now, today. And my parents were like, how can that happen? But that was what happened. My father had to be called. He came, and then he signed, he appended that he attests to for me to have the surgery at the time. So the nurse came around quickly. I was pushed into the, you know, the nurse came, shaved me, you know, and all. You know, we're just saying that everything will be fine. So just before I entered into the theater, at the corner there, Dr. Mba called me into an office. I sat down. So he explained to me what they intend to run on me, or what they intend to do to me. You know, how do I even explain that? You know, it's, you know, they have to incise and then open and all. Let me just leave that part for you. Yeah, they have to open and then join here, join there. Yeah, is it join or rearrange the wires, if you want to call it wires, the veins, you know, in the testicles and everything. That but the part that struck me when he said it, my mom was there, my dad. So he said so he told me that there's a high chance of not being able to procreate, that is, to have babies, to have children, and you know, but I should just go through this for now. At least let the pain go first, you know, and then you worry about the remaining things later. That's the way he put it. I won't forget, you know. So I was taken into the theater, the theater woman. The theater woman was gisting with me and the rest of it. Before I knew it, I slept off, and that was it. In the morning, you know, I saw the face of my mom and my younger brother, Eric, I think, yeah. And that day, everywhere was hazy, you know, everywhere was packed up, bandaged, everywhere was just full and all, you know. So at some time, I now saw some of my friends who were guys who were in primary school, secondary school together, who were now medical students. Some are nurses, some are, you know, who are still in medical school, saw me, and they were like, and I was the one being used to check, you know, they were doing ward round, yeah, they were doing ward round, and they kept me check. I was like, what's going on here, you know? So the man was saying, this is one of the very the rare case, this, that, you know. And I want to thank the doctors. I mean, God bless them for what they did, you know, because of course God is the one who heals, but the doctors, they care, and they did so much. The nurses, God bless them real good. I'm highly appreciative. So that was how they were looking at me. My friends, you know, when you see your school friends, and then they were not looking at me and were like, what's happened? At the background, the doctor was in front, so I was just, you know, I was just smiling and I was looking at them, you know, at the point. So I didn't have to explain to them because they were with their boss at the time. So they left and they kept coming. I was there for about 7 to 8 days thereabout before I went home. So they come in, and you know, the shame and the, you know, the uneasiness. This guy, what happened? So it was quite a very wonderful experience, you know, and all. So, but Sokoto was quite a small town. How will I put it? It's not a very big town. So people got to know Mezie do surgery, you know. He did surgery, and yeah, this is what he did. You know, some people got to know. I started school after a while. People got to know that there's a high chance of me not procreating, not having babies, and the rest of it. You know, at the time, because one of the people there, who saw me, who heard about the background story of it, got to know, and I was also hearing some pinches of those stories around that I might not, but of course, men will always say things. It's natural for them to say, but God is the one that does the whole miracle at the end of the day. So 2001, I had that fear after that surgery, even up to the age of when I was to get married, I was still scared. I was afraid, even the person that I wanted to get married with, my wife now, 2013 or 14, we went to the village. I went to the east, we went and then met my mom at my grandma's place, and then I was going to take my shower, and then with the bucket, so I was about opening the door at the bathroom. She now said, Mezie, I hope you told your fiancé about that thing. And I said, what thing? She now pointed hand. I knew what she meant already. I said, yes, she knows. I'm back to the story of my wife now. That's why I just, nothing, if you tell me anything, or nothing can just make me disbelieve, about me knowing that my wife is my wife. Because at Abuja here, at Area 1 roundabout, I parked my car. I told my wife that, man, this is what is happening. This is what, I had a surgery 2001, and I was told that I might not be able to procreate and all. I told her I was sweating. I was, AC day on for car. I was still sweating. So she sat beside me and I told her, she said, is that why you parked on the road to say this? I said, yes, baby. That is why I am. I just said, let me inform you ahead of time. He said, no problem. God will do it. She said, God will do it. Water, ice block, pour for my head, to my shoulder, to my chest, to my body, to my legs. At that time, I said, this one, my wife now. I had no other thing. Even though I proposed to her, I've done everything. But that one was just the final waiting, just because I was thinking. I was really thinking, let's go and, naturally, let's go and run tests. Let's go and check if you can. Let's go and know if you can. Let's even know what you can do. That kind of thing. But she told me that, no, it's not a problem. I know God will do it. So I was like, God will do it. I was driving a manual car then. I started the car. That's why I just put gear 1. I moved. I was quiet from area 1 to Banex. I think we were going to a phone shop that time to do something. I didn't say anything, a word again. I was just thinking. I couldn't say. Even me now, I'm even sweating now for me to even say this, because I remember how it was that particular time. So that was it. So back to what I was saying to my mom. I told her my wife says she's aware of it, and we know God will do it. Fast forward. I got married 2015, 26 September, and how God did it is still a huge surprise to me. My wife conceived on the night of our wedding. On the night, I did that night, because when we calculated and checked from the EDD, everything, but all the things they checked that time, it was that night. Even though that night, because that night was the night on our honeymoon night that she conceived. The way God wanted to make the devil to be ashamed. It was that night, and we had an all night at one time. One night with the king, and my wife said, she's malaria. She wants to go down to malaria. They do. That's how we went to the hospital, Karaki Hospital. Then we did some other checks. So we did checks, and then they did PT, that's pregnancy test with MP, malaria, parasite, and the rest of it. So when I looked at the pregnancy test, and I saw the right something seen, or how they put them. The names are positive. You get one thing they put there. I did biochemistry now. And I said that this means it's affirmative that she's pregnant. A white A4 paper. I can't look and lay down. I say, Father, thank you. Father, I thank you. She now met me and said, what is the, what's in the right? What's in the malaria 2 plus or 1 plus? Or I said, babe, you are pregnant. Ah, my dear, she said, pregnant. I said, yes, you're pregnant. You're pregnant, baby. My dear, I shouted at that hospital. Because, you know, I remember we went after the all night or so, yeah. The early morning, the noise that I made in that ward, I think I woke everybody up. You know, so they come, security man come say, take it easy. So say, I'm happy for you. Take it, you know, and that's how we left. And that's how God did it. I don't know what you're going through right now. Marital settlement, baby settlement, whatever it is. God is the giver. I tell you. Because if I think of it, natural cause, it's, they even, you know, this, even the sperm production, how it be, where this kind of thing come. I'm telling you. Because I knew that, you know, with downstairs there, it's only by God's grace. I'm telling you, everything fine, everything working well, everything good. But the grace of God that make this whole thing work. Nothing but you can't tell me anything else. So over the years, outside everything God has done so many things. These ones are like the pivotal ones that, you know, that other things are, because the life and death one of the HIV/AIDS, it's still a miracle for me. It's still a surprise for me. You know, the one of my miracle children. Now, okay, now I have 3 kids, to the glory of God, 2 boys and a girl, to the shame of the devil and everything. So please, no matter what is happening, the mockery around, the things that are happening around, know that God is the one that maketh all things beautiful at his own time. All right. So once again, count your blessings, name them one by one, and you will see, and you will know what the Lord has done. God bless you guys. See you again, and wishing you a happy 2024. Love you all. Bye-bye.